Happy Monday, it's Eric Plattenberg. So, this is session two of a three-part session on absolutely blowing up all sorts of goodness in your life. How do you improve your time management, get really serious about your goals, make great connected relationships, get a lot of momentum in your life? What I talked about last week was the importance of taking care of you. If you didn't watch that video, click the link and go back and watch it. It's a really powerful video. It's great information. Today we're going to talk about the second thing that I'm doing basically every week, and that's chasing after goals and dreams. It's important to have big, lofty goals in your life. It's important to have something in your head and in your heart that just fills you with all sorts of goodness. You have incredible power. You have incredible potential. And most people check their potential at the door. They go about their life, they get in a routine, they kind of do the things they're doing without throwing down something that's absolutely exceptional. One of my keys, and one of the keys that I've seen in all sorts of people that are really making a big splash in the world, is they've got some huge, audacious goals. They've got things that are really putting themselves on the line, and they got to deliver on them. So a couple things about this. Number one is, if you're overwhelmed with the concept of goal setting, if you are setting goals in your physical life and in your financial life and at your work and then your health goals and all this stuff, it can be overwhelming. So a couple things that I do to keep this all real. Number one is the task goals, the things that are due this week and next week, the things on my to-do list, all of those things. I make sure that I understand what is the bigger game behind them. So yeah, you've got tasks on a daily basis in your career. You got to clean the dishes. You've got to, take care of your car. You got to do the things that are tasky throughout the course of your day. Well, if you're not tying those together with a bigger picture, with a bigger game, you will get burnt out because you really don't care about those things. There's exceptions to that, of course. I mean, you can love gardening and have tasks of like going out there and like pulling weeds or some things that actually do really inspire you. But for the most part, the things that we're doing, the little things, the disciplines, the tasks, the to-dos, they don't fill us with passion. They're not the bigger game. If you think about what are you going to look back on your life and really be glad that you did on your deathbed, when you're sitting there, when you're old and wrinkly and you've got your great grandkids on your knees, the things that you're going to care about are not the small daily issues. They're going to be bigger issues. So by attaching or creating a link between the small tasks and the big game, this is one of the ways to keep yourself energized with your to-do list. A couple examples of this is when I'm doing a workout, I'm lifting weights right now, and I don't really care about lifting weights. I actually don't like lifting weights, but I go and I do it, and it's a task, but I'm always thinking about what is the bigger picture. When I'm lifting weights with my legs, I'm thinking about skiing. When I'm out there lifting weights and like doing push-ups or pull-ups, which just are a pain, I'm thinking about climbing my next mountain, or I'm literally thinking about what is it going to be like to pick up my great-great-grandkids when I'm in my 90s and I'm still vibrant and I'm still healthy and I'm not wheelchair bound and I have a strong, energized body laid into my life. These are the things that I'm thinking about. When I'm at work and I'm dealing with a balance sheet or a profit and loss statement or something that, to be quite honest, I could probably care less about. But it's important, and I know that I have to look at those things to run the businesses that I run. Okay, when I'm doing that, I'm thinking about the big picture. What is the impact that this product is really making on the population? What is the retreat or the workshop that I'm a part of? Like, what is that doing for people's lives? What is it doing for their careers, for their marriage, for their physical health? I'm creating a link between a task that I really don't care about and then something that is a lot bigger that I do care about and I care about passionately. And then what that does is it energizes the tasks so that when I look at what I got done today, I'm not thinking, oh, I lifted weights and I worked on a balance sheet and I replied to emails and I met with whatever people that I met with and whatever boring meeting that I was in during that day. And it has a bigger purpose and it has something that's more relevant and more meaningful to the end game. Okay, so in order to do that, to create that link, there has to be a picture. There has to be a picture in your mind about what is the big goal. What is the vacation that you want to take? What is the company that you're building? What is the job that you want in 5 or 10 years after you really hone your skills and you grow and you develop and you have 3 or 4 promotions? What does the business look like that you're going to start after you get the skills that you're working on now? What is your relationship going to look like? Well, the things that you're doing, like when I'm cleaning the kitchen, trust me, I'm not loving cleaning the kitchen. I'm cleaning the kitchen because I love my wife. I love my family. I love the household that we live in. So there's something bigger attached to it. So for me, I always have some travel goals because I'm passionate about travel. I mean, right now, Michelle and I are already planning a trip that we're going to take in 2020. It's been on our list for a long time, and that really fires me up. Like, I will go through storms. I will get in the hottest of hot kitchens to deal with problems that I probably don't want to deal with or I would normally avoid, except for the fact that I've got some dreams and goals that are huge. Climbing Mount Everest. It was not about climbing Mount Everest for me. It wasn't about standing there and conquering that. It was about all the momentum that it created in my life for literally 8 years leading up to that point. When Michelle and I traveled the world for 3 years, that was awesome. And we had a lot of fun and we did a lot of service work and we learned a lot about ourselves. But probably more powerful than that whole experience was the 10 years of motivation that it gave me prior to that. So the things that you're thinking about that are 5 years, 8 years, 10 years down the road, they provide incredible power for what are you doing now. There's a great balance between staying present and really focusing on what you're doing and knowing that every present moment is stacking on top of itself towards something in the future. So dream big dreams, get some huge goals, and then drop it down into what did I do this week that's actually bringing me closer to those goals? What was on my to-do list today that is something that is really sparking me forward? Now, if you don't have those dreams and goals, this is one of those action points that you got to do. Give yourself a couple of hours, cancel an afternoon, get out a pen and paper and start writing them down. Talk to your business partners, talk to your spouse, talk to your boss, talk to the people that are important in your life and get clear, get them marked down, and then watch the momentum that you create and watch how much fun it is. Questions about that, let me know. Have an amazing week. Next week, we're going to talk about relationships. How do you build them? Why are they important? Really getting into the nitty-gritty of relationships. See you next week.